welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into J.B. Priestley's play, An Inspector Calls. It's quite something.
It really is endlessly relevant.
We want to look at how Priestley critiques society through the Burlings, this wealthy family, focusing on Mr. Burling, how complex he is, and this mysterious Inspector Ghoul.
And the big question, does anyone actually change by the end?
Exactly. Our mission today is really to unpack why Priestley's ideas about responsibility, about blame, written way back then, still feel so potent today. So let's start with Mr. Burling. It's easy to sort of see him as just, a product of his time, right? A Gordian England.
Sure, that's the surface level. He definitely embodies that 1912 capitalist thinking.
Yeah, a man has to make his own way, that famous line.
And dismissing any idea of community, calling them cranks.
And Priestley just skewers him with dramatic irony, doesn't he? Writing 1945.
Oh, absolutely, those predictions.
The unsinkable Titanic, and no chance of war.
Yeah, the audience in 45 would have immediately known how wrong, how dangerously complacent he was.
But here's the thing. Priestley doesn't just let him off the hook as a man of his time, does he?
No, and that's crucial. Being typical of his era isn't presented as, like, a moral get-out-of-jail-free card.
So, firing Eva Smith for asking for a bit more money.
Priestley frames that very clearly as a conscious moral choice, not just, standard business practice. It was a decision.
And his reaction later, refusing responsibility.
Completely. I can't accept any responsibility. And he's far more worried about a public scandal than the fact that a young woman is dead because of their collective actions.
That shows his moral failure goes beyond just reflecting his times.
Precisely. He chose self-interest over basic human decency.
Okay, so this tension, individual versus collective responsibility, it really ramps up when Inspector Ghoul arrives.
He's the catalyst.
He's such a strange figure, isn't he? More than just a policeman.
Oh, much more. People call him a moral dialectician. He uses questions to force them to look at themselves.
Like an angel of light. Or something. Maybe supernatural. That name, Ghoul.
Yeah, it suggests ghoul. Or maybe even goal. Like, he has a purpose beyond just solving a case. His timing is impossible. His knowledge uncanny.
And he just disrupts everything for the Burlings. Their comfort, their complacency.
He does it systematically. Calmly, relentlessly, exposing how they're all tangled up in Eva Smith's exploitation and death.
He peels back that veneer of respectability.
Exactly. And then comes that core statement. We are members of one body. We are responsible for each other.
Which is the absolute opposite of Burling's whole philosophy.
Directly challenging it. That's Priestley's socialist vision laid bare right there. It exposes the huge gap between how they pretend to be and how they actually act.
So this leads to that really important question. By the end, has anyone genuinely learned anything? Has anyone changed?
Well.
Because the older Burlings, Arthur and Sybil, they seem remarkably resistant, don't they?
Remarkable resistance to moral development is a good way to put it. Arthur's first thought after Ghoul leaves is still, oh no, public scandal.
And Sybil just digs her heels in, completely stuck in her prejudices. It's like the whole thing washed over them.
It almost seems like it, yes. But Priestley gives us a more nuanced picture, I think, especially with the younger ones.
Okay, like Sheila.
Yes, Sheila seems to have a genuine moral awakening. She says it herself, I know I'm to blame, and I'm desperately sorry.
And she sticks with that feeling, even when they start doubting if Ghoul was real.
Right. She says, it doesn't much matter who it was who made us confess. That suggests the change is internal. It's real for her.
What about Eric?
Eric also shows genuine remorse. He confronts his parents quite brutally, actually. It feels like a real break from their values.
But Gerald is trickier.
Gerald's in a complex position, definitely. He seems sorry at first, about his affair with Eva Daisy. But it feels a bit superficial. As soon as he thinks they might get away with it, that relief seems to outweigh the remorse. He wants things back to normal.
And that ending. The phone rings again.
The circular structure. It's brilliant.
A real inspector this time. A girl just died.
It hammers home the point, doesn't it? Moral truth cannot be evaded indefinitely. You can't escape accountability forever.
It's ultimately unavoidable.
So, wrapping it up, Priestley weaves this sharp social critique together with a deep look at individual morality. Ghoul pulls back the curtain on their hypocrisy, and we see people react in very different ways when faced with their own actions.
So, thinking about all this, what does it mean for you, listening now? It's worth considering that tension, isn't it, between the society that shapes us and our own personal responsibility for the choices we make.
Definitely.
So maybe the final thought is this. What kind of Inspector Ghoul might turn up in your life today, challenging your comfortable assumptions about accountability? And how would you respond?